Hey, can we talk about Animorphs?
Oh, absolutely, I'd love to.
Great.
No turning back, no backing down, nowhere to run, no silent
I'd give anything to be a normal kid in the regular world. But then I remember that the world isn't regular anymore.
The invasion has begun,
What's happening?
and it's gonna blow your mind.
Was that your first kind of major job as an actor?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd been acting as a kid for a long time, and I'd done Canadian TV movies and Canadian series and stuff like that. But I think Animorphs was the first American sort of like ongoing project that I was a part of. But here's the story: it never aired in Canada. It was an American show, a Nickelodeon show, and we didn't get Nickelodeon in Canada. So I worked on the show for 2 years, and it got canceled. And I was like, well, that's that. And then I went down to the States, and I had like kids like staring at me and looking at me and pointing, and I was like, what is going on? And then someone finally came up and said, oh, you're Jake from Animorphs. And I was like, yeah, did you see the show? And they're like, it was my favorite show. And then I realized that it actually had an audience.
It's all in your hands. Hold on, hold back the darkness.
And you still remember the theme
And I
song. It
still
must be Kick-Ass.
I don't remember. I just remember that it was Kick-Ass. And
Okay. Okay, I'm impressed.
because there's good bits where everybody comes in and goes.
Yeah, well, there's
Like that, and then
it's the
moves out.
classic TV thing where you can do this with me if you want.
Please.
Okay.
Oh
so there's,
God, please.
There's this classic sort of thing where like
Right.
you're turned around and it's like someone calls your name and it's like, hey Jake, and you turn around and you go, like that kind of thing. And that's almost in like, I find like TV shows don't really have credits anymore, like opening
Right,
credits.
right.
But when they did, that was kind of the thing. Let's watch you do it. So
Okay, I'll do it to this
Yeah.
one.
So you're turned away, like something really important is happening behind you, and then someone calls your name. Hey. But then you have to give the head nod too. You kind of have to give the like, it's someone you recognize.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
kind of do the turn, and then you're like
Oh
that.
yeah. So maybe I should turn around angry and then go.
Yes, that's good. That's a good.
Full House. Okay.
Hey. Perfect. You nailed it.
Touch, acquire, concentrate, and change.
I did it. It works. I became my dog.
The Animorphs are telepathic, but are they only telepathic as animals when they're in their animal form, or can they also perform their telepathic abilities when they're in their human form? Go.
Great question. Never thought about it. I just realized that yes, the animals communicate with each other. Like Jake and Rachel and Cassie talk to each other telepathically as animals, but they never do that as human beings. So I suppose the answer is yes, they can communicate telepathically as animals because an alien had given them the ability to do this. A lizard and a hawk can't speak to each other.
No, God no.
But a teenage child who was given the ability to assimilate the DNA of animals and transform into them by alien andalites, as an animal, they can telepathically communicate.
Yeah. That was good. That was pretty concise. Thank you. That
was concise, right? Everyone understands that? That makes sense?
Beautiful. That was cream. That was champagne.
You just have to trust me that what I'm talking about is real. This is a real place, a real town. It may even be your town.
That was the first time that I had done like a long-running TV series. Right. So you really get a lot of experience because it's every day, all day for like 7 months. Like you're working nonstop, and I think it was a great training ground to really and also develop a character over a long arc. Usually it's like you show up for a movie and you work for like a month or something like that. This was like a long-running show, so that was kind of nice to sort of learn how to develop a character, keep it fresh for yourself as an actor. Like, okay, I'm playing the same character in the same scenarios over and over again. How do I sort of make it interesting for me and also for the audience so it doesn't feel repetitive all the time?
What is that?
Do you still get fans coming up to you?
All the time.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Because I mean, the show lasted like 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
And it's quite a while ago.
It was like 16 years ago,
Yeah,
or more.
Yeah.
I was a teenager, so it is very strange. But I've thought about that, and I came to realize that at that time, I don't think there was a lot for teenagers in the science fiction world. There was sort of like Goosebumps, which was kind of like the horror side of things, but I can't really think of a lot of examples of science fiction. And I think that there was just a real like thirst for young teenage sort of level science fiction. So I think that's kind of why people still remember it and why it was impactful, is because there wasn't really anything else quite like it at the time.
Next time we use a phone booth, dude.
Your fans that still come up to you. I mean, what sort of questions do they ask?
I think most people want to know if I still keep in contact with the other actors, and some of them I have. Brooke Nevin, actually, who played Rachel, is in Quantum Break in the live action, and I
cool.
didn't get to work with her on this, but she was in the project, which was kind of fun.
What I loved about it was how it focused on teenagers grappling with actual real issues. You know.
And yeah, I have kept up with some of the actors, but that's kind of the thing. And also, what was it like working with the animals? And most of the time, I say stinky. It's kind of smelly.
They are generally,
Yeah.
Animals and children are quite stinky.
Yeah.
And some people